Tough stretch. I told them the next 3 days wear pads. This is the longest stretch they've been on, actually, without a day off. And I think the way we timed it out is going to work out good for them. So we got 2 more nights like this with pads on, and then after that we'll get another break. But this is a little bit of hump for them, especially the young guys. I told them now all of a sudden they're going to get a lot of reps because the next practice this week and next week, then we're about done really practicing against each other. Then it goes into the mode of opening season, so we got to make some decisions. You know, and I told them, I said, you got about 4 or 5 more practices, and we're gonna start making some decisions here on where you are in the depth chart as far as if you're going to be one of those 50 guys that is going to help us win some games this year. So I think they understood the message. I think the young guys maybe thought I was kidding. They got some more reps than they anticipated tonight. So that's okay. I think they got the message now. So hopefully tomorrow they'll understand that better be ready to go.
What did you feel like you got out of going to Camp T yesterday?
I think it was important historically when you think about how that was created by Coach Cush. I can remember watching it, you know, and knowing that I was getting recruited here. And I wanted to honor the man and what he stood for here, but also college football. He's one of the greatest college football coaches ever coached football. And I think sometimes that's not talked about a lot, you know. And I think what we did when we got up there, I showed a little video of Coach Cush about how the camp really kind of got started, and it showed some of the history of what he accomplished as a head coach. And I think players need to know the history of what they do. And I think sometimes in football we lose sight of that. I'm real big on going back to the past and understanding the people's shoulders that we're standing on, who have allowed us to coach this great game, some of the great players as well to play the game. So I thought it was a unique experience for everybody. I had a lot of fun. The mountain got some coaches coming down. I was one, but we had a lot of fun. And I think, you know, when you do something like that, there's a lot of kids that have never, we had some kids that live in LA, you know, they were just like, what did he, I said, those are trees, man. I said, yeah, those are big mountains, you know. So it was funny, it was great, but I think the veterans handled it, had a good time, and I think the milkshakes at the end kind of solidified everything. I was a good guy when I bought them milkshakes. That's all good.
So did you actually fall on the way down?
Coming down, I slipped. Yeah, I left. And when I went down, it's good. I left a little bit of me on Camp Cush. It's all right. On the mountain, I'm good. But I wasn't the only one. I was the first guy to go. I beat the team up there, and I had a sign, you know, and when the buses arrived, and so I was up there already. I went early, and actually, kind of, we knocked out a path, you know, to show them where the stakes were to follow. And some of those guys, they wanted to make their own path. They're going, and you know, some guys kept going. I guess there's 2 mountains, obviously, and there was one that kept going. And so it was a good day. I think it was a great day for us. It was nice to see those guys really responding to something like that.
So tonight, first day in full pads, physicality ramps up. Or you
yeah,
like the physicality?
But you know, for us, I mean, and for these guys, when you think about shoulder pads and a helmet, the way they play football anymore, when they put on pants, it's almost a nuisance. So it's a little bit getting used to, because you know the rules code now is they got to put everything in there, and so they better start getting used to that, and that's part of it. But I think now 3 days in a row, we've gone 2, but we've never gone 3, and I think this is a good test for them mentally and as well as physically.
Herm, you've been around a little while.
Well, Manny, to his credit, you know, he's had a lot of changes as far as guys talking to him in the ear as coordinators. But to his credit, when I took over, that's why I was critical to keep Coach Likens, knowing that Billy was going to take a job, that the offense was similar. Now, we've done some things, we're going to do some things a little bit different, especially probably in the run game, a little bit under center, which is good. You know, I wanted to do that. I think that's important. But he's been really good. He is sharp. He has a feel of it. You know, I think the players trust him. When he's on the line, you know, he can make some calls to get out of things when he sees certain things. So it's fun to have one on the side. But I think when you guys have watched practice now, there's a couple other guys around looking over here. It's kind of interesting. It'll be fun when they all kind of come together and figure out their spots.
You know his backstory, what he's overcome.
Well, it's his fortitude, his ability to not be caught up in situations of no doing of his own. And how did you react to that? You know, I've always said sometimes the circumstances you're in are not due to you being the cause of it, but how do they affect you? And I think he's a guy that has a wonderful story. You know, if any player wants to know his story, he's a guy that can talk to you about it. Don't start feeling sorry for yourself. You know, it was a crazy incident yesterday, and we showed it to the team, and I'll give these guys a lot of credit. Coming back from Camp T, we were gonna meet, and the fire alarms were going off, and the buses were maybe 5 minutes down the road, and I heard the fire alarms. I said, you know, these guys have been a long day. I'm probably going to cancel the meetings and just let them go. And then the dining hall, you know, there was a flood in the kitchen, and actually it was. I mean, it was they're in. You can imagine these people in the kitchen, and the water is coming down like, I mean, it's like a dam busted, and they're sweeping, you know, and dinner's supposed to be at 6:30. So I called them and I said, hey, he said, Coach, we'll have dinner for these guys at 6:30. I said, you don't have to, Coach. 6:30, dinner was ready. And so today when we had our meeting, I showed the players, I said, let me show you something. I said, like, sometimes you think it's hard in practice, you're tired, you feel like, I said, let me show you what these people did yesterday when you guys were riding this bus in here, what they had to deal with before they served you, right? And they saw the picture and the players that got silent in the room, right? And I said, you know what would be a good gesture? When you eat supper tonight, you go back there and you tell those people thank you. And to their credit, because obviously ESPN's been here all day, they were down there when the players went, and those players went back there and hugged those folks. That's, you know, those are the things that I think that, you know, when you talk about character and team building and understand the importance of just people, those are the type of things that are important. And those players saw that, and to their credit, they went down there and did it. And I didn't, you know, you tell players in the meeting room what they're going to do, and then all of a sudden you hear that, hey, Coach, they actually went back there and were hugging all those people that were working back there. So that's good for those guys. I was proud of them doing that.
Does what you saw up there make you get excited about taking them up there to actually have real camp?
Oh yeah, when you see the fields, you know, I mean, it's a little wider. I don't know if you guys have been up there, but it's beautiful. The setting is beautiful. The accommodations are hard.
That's the cheese.
Yeah, but I said accommodations are the accommodations, you know, but it's really about the bonding of it. And that's why I thought it was so important, because if we weren't going to practice up there, I still wanted to keep the tradition alive of the young guys going up there knowing that, hey, we're going up there now. We tried a group sing the fight song, and there were some guys that kind of messed it up. I was leading, I was out front, you know, and I was good because I've been practicing. And the team kind of, you know, was revolting. I said, okay, I try to help you guys to sing it as a team. So now you're on your own. They got to figure it out.
I know you had high expectations for Merlin Robertson coming in as a true freshman. What have you seen from him so far?
I mean, he is really a student of it. He's gathering information pretty quickly. He's running some with the first group. We got a couple guys, a couple freshmen now that are getting some more reps, and rightly so. We got to make some decisions here in the next, 5 or 6 practices, because then we start really focusing in on our opponent. So we needed to figure out where these guys are going to be and what kind of role. I mean, you're going to play 50 guys in college football for the most part. You don't play 80 players. You play 50 at the most. And so we got to find out who those guys are on offense and defense, as well as special teams.
Does the new redshirt rule change things at all?
One of the greatest rules they could ever do in college football, in my opinion. Because now you can truly develop a player. And you have the ability to coordinate when you want to use a guy to get him in the playing competition, to see how he reacts. It's kind of like in pro football, if you look at it this way, imagine it this way. You have a practice squad and you have a 53-man roster. And the key for the practice squad players, they want to eventually get to the 53 because then they got an opportunity to dress. So I was always big on 2 guys every 2 weeks, flipping them. Put them on the 53 and then hopefully making the 46 so they could dress. Play special teams, be a backup guys, just so they could feel what it feels like to play in the game. So I think it's a fabulous rule. I think it's one of the best rules in college basketball. And I think most coaches right now, we don't know how we're going to handle it, as far as when do you want to handle it. You got some guys hurt. Special teams help you. Do you want to do that at the end of the year? Do you want to do it, get them 4 games? How are you going to do it? But I think it's a fabulous rule.
You had your ESPN friends here today. What's that been like for you, having Matt here and the other people?
Oh, it's been old friends. You know, they did a great job, and I think it's going to highlight this team, which is good. The players knew they were coming, and anytime you get the worldwide leader here, I mean, that's everybody watches it. Everybody's going to see it. I think they're going to do a special on it on the 19th or something like they're telling me. So it promotes our university. It promotes our football program. As we all know, football's about what? Recruiting. So help us recruit. That's nice of you to do that. Winning helps too, by the way.